Minecraft. It's a game. Words to live by. Yes, it is a game, and you should enjoy it no matter what's going on, because that's the point. It's a game. It's fun. It's Exploration and Tactics with Brian, and today we are going to do some caving, so let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to Exploration and Tactics with Brian. Today I want to go caving over there, over yonder in the extreme hills. And I don't have the ideal inventory to get started, but this will be good enough. What I want to do is, now that I have blaze rods and ender pearls, and apparently we have an enderman visitor somewhere outside, I want to go ahead and also dig up some obsidian, and then we can build another ender chest, and then that would be a good thing to take along with us, because then we'll have more inventory room. And so for a first pass, I'm just going to kind of dig a tunnel down and try to get down to somewhere where I can mine some obsidian, but possibly find some other things along the way. So I'll go ahead and get that started, and I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Alright, I have picked a random spot to dig down. I haven't gotten down very far yet, but I have broken into my first new cave system. And so I thought I would bring you all along for the ride, and ooh, my goodness, this is quite the open bit of cave that's heading in all kinds of crazy directions. So I'm going to do some kind of quick scouting. This seems... Oops, hello! This seems like it might be the most kind of downhill direction to start, and I do want to try to get down to the obsidian level pretty quickly. And so I guess we will start down in this direction. And I should check on, I forget, how many arrows do I have? 56. All right, I've got plenty of arrows. And so I can afford to deal with enemies like that whenever I care to. And this continues to go down. And yes, for today, I've actually prepared a list of different topics that we could talk about while caving. And I have some speed potions on me, but I'm not going to use them just yet. I need to get a little bit warmed up because I haven't played in a couple of days. Yeah, so... And how am I doing on coal? I'm actually going to need to get coal. But that's okay, because then I can start talking about topics. And topic number one may not be of interest to you, and I hope I didn't just talk about this a few episodes ago. I honestly cannot remember, because I've also was talking about it with a friend recently. I don't think I did. But if I did, I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But the topic is one that I definitely have talked about at least sometime before. Is this where I just came down? Yes, it is. I just went in a circle. Awesome. Apparently, I'm unable to navigate very well when I'm trying to tell a story. The topic is apples, as in apples, the kind you eat. So I was at the grocery store the other day, earlier this week, and the Honeycrisp apples are in. And so I've talked about apples before, and Honeycrisp is probably my favorite kind of apple. I'm also fond of... Oh, look, this opens back out to the sky. That's nice. I'm also fond of Golden Delicious, but the Honeycrisp apples have come in, and oh my gosh, they are huge! Like, apples the size of your head. It is crazy town. Alright, the size of your head might be a little bit exaggerating, but definitely like the size of, if you clasp both of your fists, you know, together with like interlocking fingers or whatever, like they're really big apples. Alright, I've gotten a little bit warmed up now, and this looks like it might be a nice little smooth stretch. And since I'm just lighting things up, I don't need the Silk Touch pick yet. I'll go ahead and oversaturate my food, and then we can sprint. Whee! Yes, so these Honeycrisp apples, like, one of them, like, turns into a meal, practically. Oh, wow, this was, like, the perfect cave system to go sprinting through. This is awesome. Look at how much area I just covered. I just went through, like, a whole... Well, I don't know if I started with a whole stack of torches. I think I am safe enough here to go ahead and skip out into my inventory. Let's go ahead and craft more than a stack. Torches, torches, torches! Brian's made a stack and a half of torches, so we won't have to craft any for a while. And I was just about to say, that sounds like it might be multiplying zombies. And I believe we have found a zombie dungeon. Hello, zombies. Is there a creeper in there? Oops. I was trying to place a torch, and instead I right-clicked on a chest. And so we will just thin out their numbers for a moment. Probably a few more will spawn before I get enough light in here. Or perhaps not, because I am just that fast. Maybe? There we go. All right, another zombie spawner for the books. Yes, that's a great way to start off an episode. That makes me happy. Oops, torch. And I guess we need to check out the chests. Actually, I guess we've already seen one of the chests. Alright, since I have a mostly empty inventory, and I expect this first caving expedition to be short, because I just want to get some obsidian and then come back up and build an ender chest, we will go ahead and grab all that stuff. I will go ahead and also mine up all the moss stone off camera, and we will have to remember to add 1 to our zombie dungeon count, but I will be back with you in a moment. Alright, great. I actually put a little bit of stuff back, just because I don't want my inventory to completely clog up before I've had a chance to go down to the lava layer and get some obsidian. But we can speedily go back through here. And yes, there's a bunch of resources down this hallway, but while I have the speed on, I would like to keep on going in another direction. And so I'm going to do... I'll just put a line of torches here that will hopefully remind me that I should go back down that hallway and mine up all those resources. But now we can go back to Zoom! Alright, this is up, and I want to go down, and so let's find a way that we can go down and still sprint around caves. Because that's fun! Yes, so the Honeycrisp apples are huge. I am planning to basically have one of those apples along with some peanut butter, probably for dinner tonight. I already ate some cereal earlier, because I got home. I was really tired today. I did not sleep well last night. Oop. We have found a mine shaft in a ravine. Alright. And there's definitely lava down there, and I do want to get down to the lava layer. And so, let's just hop down here. And I don't see any cave spider spawners at the moment. Might as well get some lighting over here. I'm not going to be able to reach across there very easily. Oh, and I see emerald ore. That I'm going to definitely get. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I can afford to take some fall damage if I do. Ha! Oh, look at that. I actually intended to jump there, but it appears that simply running across was good enough. Oh, there's some more emerald ore, too. Okay, great. We're going to try some more jumping, because I need to practice. Oh, yes, look at that. I am the world's best Minecraft jumper. We have all the evidence we need on the screen right there. Let's go ahead and get the Silk Touch pick out. Yes, so like the apples are huge, and so like eating one of them can be a meal, or almost a meal. And since I've already had a little bit of food earlier when I got home from work, and was, yeah, I ended up kind of taking a nap. I was actually watching Vex. Oops, come back, Emerald Ore. I want you. It is very quiet. I guess this is a new cave system, and whenever you're in a new cave system, it's usually the case that there's all kinds of dark areas for monsters to spawn, so it's often the case that you don't end up with monsters right around you. I see a bunch of spider webs over there, and so I'm a little worried about that. But let's go ahead and turn this lava into obsidian, and also go ahead and mine out a space next to it where I'll put down the water bucket just in case there's any lava further below. And yes, I'm going to mine up the obsidian, and this will be extremely dull, and so I will do this off camera and gather up. I guess I just need 8 pieces right now. And yeah, there's 8 pieces here, because I want to make another ender chest. And so I will be back with you in a moment. Alright, so a nice little 10 spot of obsidian over there, and our inventory is already starting to fill. And so I'm just going to peek around here a little bit and see if there's any kind of obvious... there's a creeper over there. There's... oh, torches over there. Like multiple torches. That looks like somewhere that I've actually been. Yes. Well, that's the torch I just placed, I guess. But possibly... I'm not too far where I started from somewhere that I've been before. Yes. And so... yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and find my way back up. And that way, oops, that's not quite how I wanted that to go. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to find my way back up. I will keep recording, but I'll probably make a cut here and see you guys back on the surface, and then we can start a more proper caving run once we have an ender chest. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Found another emerald ore on the way out. Hooray! I like extreme hills. Alright, I am back home. And I managed to find a little bit of ore along the way. I also got some iron and some gold. And so I'm going to put these things away and craft ourselves an ender chest. That is, of course, assuming I can remember the recipe for an ender chest. I think, yes, that's how you make an Eye of Ender. And then I think it's just this around this. Yes, okay, great. So now we have another one of those that we can bring along with our Silk Touch pick, and that will give us tons of extra inventory space, which will be super terrific. Huzzah, huzzah. I've also crafted myself a new iron helmet, because mine was getting pretty beat up. The rest of my armor is in okay shape. And yes, I left one piece of moss stone here apart from the rest to help remind me that we need to count the zombie dungeon when we get back to the Hall of Structures. But I think at this point I'm ready to go caving again, and so I will bring you guys back in when I'm back down there. So here we are once again at the entrance to this particular cave system, and this time we'll try going a different way. And yes, the way I do this is very haphazard. But basically I just kind of like go in random directions and light things up, and eventually over time I start circling around to all of my torches. It may take, weeks to kind of get the whole system lit up, but eventually I get the whole system lit up, and then I'll be able to get all of the delicious resources out of these areas, and in the meantime it's a nice backdrop to fight some bad guys, kind of practice some of our... I hear something else. Is there a spider? What else do I hear? Was that something outside? I might have heard... Nope, there was a spider. I was going to say I heard another sound other than just those zombies. There's the spider. Hello, you crazy glitchy spider, who is probably up here. Yep, despite the fact that he graphically is appearing down there, given the fact that the... not the bow, the arrow just kind of bounced right off of him. Yes, that's one of the bugs on my list. As I mentioned, I'm putting together... Oops. If we have a possible place where we can do a fair bit of running, then I will go ahead and drink a speed potion to make things more fun. Hooray! Whee! Oops, I didn't get the sprint on. Come on, sprint. There we go. Whee! All right. Yes, so when you shoot the monsters and you're not actually shooting the monster because you're shooting where they appear on your client, but actually on the server they're somewhere else. This is actually a long hallway where I'm never going to come back to, so let me go ahead and mine out the resources over here. Yeah, so that bug where basically you shoot the monsters and the arrow bounces off is also on my list of bugs, mostly by virtue of the fact that if you happen to be standing too close to the monster that you're shooting, when the arrow rebounds, you can actually hit yourself with the arrow, and so that's another bug that could be really devastating in UHC, when you're doing kind of everything right, and then all of a sudden you shoot yourself with an arrow. That could do a serious amount of damage. And so that's another serious bug that I want them to fix. And I really don't understand kind of the rationale. Somewhere in the game code, there's got to be something that causes the arrows to rebound in certain cases and head back in the opposite direction. And I can't come up with any rationale for why that is in the code at all. I guess it could just be kind of a bug and some sign turns from positive to negative, but it really does seem like there's kind of a rebounding algorithm associated with the arrows. Doesn't make sense. All right, in any case, yes. So just in passing, yeah, at some point I'm going to have an episode where I talk all about bugs in Minecraft that I really want them to fix. But that's for another time. Let's see. So, other topics I want to talk about. UHC. The fan server UHC season has finally finished up. I managed to last... What did I last? 7 or... Oh my gosh! Did we find another zombie dungeon already? Apparently, the answer is yes. And I am going to need a new iron sword, sword of some measure or fashion. Maybe this chest will contain 2 pieces of iron in it that I can use to craft another replacement sword after I've been hitting all these zombies. 1 piece of iron, I'll take it. I do want the saddle because I love the keepsakes. The rest of this stuff I really don't need right now, and so I think I am going to leave it behind, along with the spider eye that I really don't need to be carrying around right now. Yeah, I'll hold on to the iron in case I get another iron ingot, and then I won't have to do any smelting if I do need to replace the sword, but I am going to go ahead and mine up the moss stone. So let me do that. I'll be right back. Alright, actually no, I'm doing this wrong. So long as I have the ender chest and I'm stopping, I believe the correct thing to do... Oh, I should have cleared out a little bit more of the clutter that's in the ender chest. I believe the correct thing to do is to put aside any things that are going to kind of clutter up my immediate inventory in there. And then I can even go ahead and grab all of this crap and just kind of dump it in the ender chest. And then later, if I really do end up filling up the ender chest and my entire inventory, then I can always get rid of some things that I don't really want. But so long as we have the ender chest, we should pretend that we kind of have infinite storage. And then I have the silk touch pick, and I can just mine it back up. Great. And we can continue on. Awesome. So yes, fan server UHC. Yes, I forget that I last like 7 episodes into it, I think. And yeah, the whole season ended up lasting 11 episodes. And yeah, that was definitely fun to participate in. And I was reasonably pleased with my performance. Once again, I made kind of a critical error when it came time for PvP. That kind of cost us a bit. But at the same time, I had kind of a reasonably heroic death, and I managed to do some damage on the way out. I would have wished that I had done more. I could probably use... Yeah, someone was asking me last time why I don't use Silk Touch or Fortune on the coal when I'm mining. And basically, coal is something I'm never going to run out of, and I occasionally these days, have periods where I don't have much coal and I need to go mine some coal, but that does not take long. So yeah, I'm never going to run out of coal, and so my goal as I'm going caving then is always to have just enough coal that I'm kind of always capable of replacing my torches, so that I can just kind of replace the torches on demand. And as a result, I'm always just using kind of like 1 inventory slot for coal, and that's it. And so that's kind of my rationale. I'm not trying to mine up tons of coal. And so I don't need to like silk touch the coal and then bring it back and fortune it later. I just need to have enough to keep me caving. And these days, now that you get experience from mining coal, it's all the more attractive to Brian to mine the coal because I like the wind chimes and I like to get the experience. Although at this point, I'm starting to get a glut, gold, of good tools. And so it's getting to the point that it's like I get up to level 30 and it's like, what do I need to enchant now? At some point, I'll have to work on a building project where I actually have to go through like a number of efficiency picks to mine something out. And at that point, I'll probably need more picks. So probably the next enchant will be some more diamond picks. In any case, the UHC season kind of like finally finished airing the last episode. There's some more, what do you call that I want? Emerald ore. It's really funny, like, in normal life, I can always think of the names of words that I intend to say, and I guess some of it is just, like the brain power that you're expending, like trying to play the game and stay alive. But I see it happen to a number of LPers who are playing Minecraft that basically, oh, I was just here. I remember placing this torch. Yes, it's down at the bottom of the mine shaft that we just saw earlier in the episode. And at this point, I can start mining redstone and things like that. There's a bunch more gold over here. All right, this is good. So yeah, I don't know if there's any other kind of like theory or explanation for why when you're doing LPs you can't think of words that normally you would be able to think of very easily in kind of everyday speech. But yeah, that's my hypothesis just in terms of like the brain power being exerted elsewhere. In any case, back to the story. UHC episode 11 was the final episode, and so I'd been watching with interest because I wanted to see what happened, and I was kind of disappointed in the ending. Yeah, once again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but basically we were playing with this shrinking borders mod, which I thought was actually a good idea because it kind of like forces the players to get together over time to have a big conflict in the center of the map by the end of it. Rather than, people just having to like get into the chat and say, okay, you guys want to like go down to 300 by 300 now or whatever. So in theory, that's a good idea. And in practice, it was working. We got into conflicts. We started meeting towards the center of the map. In the last few episodes, there were some arrow battles and a little bit more PvP and, more PvP kills, and people were seeing one another. But then, apparently, whatever version of the mod they were using had a bug, and it tried to continue shrinking the borders after it was supposed to stop shrinking the borders. And it shrunk the borders so much that it thought that everyone was outside of the borders, and so the mod killed everyone. And so there were 3 teams left standing, and then the mod just decided that they were all dead. And so that was a very sad ending, because, you play the game for like 2 or 3 hours, and you're trying to be entertaining, and it's, it gets tired, and you're trying your best to stay alive, and the teams that had still stayed alive, I see some more emerald over there, and I'm going to go get it. Yeah, and then the mod just kind of glitched everyone out, and so that was a real bummer of an ending, but to some extent, what can you do? I'm pretty sure if and when fan server does another UHC, if I'm a part of it, that would be cool, perhaps. But regardless, I think the discussion is probably likely that they're not going to do that team battle royale kind of like style again necessarily, and may just do kind of more straight up vanilla version of UHC where it's kind of every man for themselves, probably. Yeah, I think nothing's definite at this point, but yeah, so it was fun to do, and definitely fun episodes to watch, but kind of a disappointing ending that was just kind of like unlucky and unfortunate in terms of the way that things turned out. But I still enjoyed watching, and I hope that people who watched got a chance to, yeah, perhaps sample some people that they don't normally watch. That's one of the things I like about UHC in particular, and a number of multiplayer events in general, is just the fact that you get to play with people you're not accustomed to, and especially with the teams. As a result, you get to you can watch your favorite LPer and then like be listening in on the call with some other folks to see what funny things they have to say, or if you're working together in teams, this guy's gonna find me. Wow, you just like jumped down. Yeah, I see other people. This will segue well. I'm afraid there's a cave spider spawner up there. This will segue well into one of the next topics I want to get into. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah, there's definitely a cave spider spawner right here. And there are a bunch of cave spiders, and I'm about to get poisoned. All right, and we talked about this before. Once you're poisoned, you can't get more poisoned. And so you might as well take advantage of it. And so while I'm poisoned, let's go ahead and try to kill everybody, so long as I'm still regenerating health and staying alive. And if the spiders hit me, they're going to continue to do damage, but they can't do kind of like any more poison per se. There's an Enderman over here, which makes me a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I'm going to be his friend, and I will go ahead and do this now that the poison is going to bring me down to half a heart, and hope that nobody glitches through the wall. Yes. All right. I will make a cut. I'll be right back. All right, we are sufficiently healed up to kind of get back into things. I hear at least one zombie who is coming my way. I think I hear 3 zombies right now. I did not look at the Enderman yet, which is good. Although I guess I'm in a too high kind of place, and so I might... Should I do that? I actually could use... I don't have many Ender Pearls over at this space. Are you stuck on a block? There we go. Alright, that's a nice easy way to go ahead and kill him. Yeah, I haven't done any work over in the end, or kind of like my little Ender Farm project or stuff like that. I'm going to have to get back into that at some point. Maybe we'll do that in a near future episode. Yeah, so it seems like there's somewhere else to go over here, possibly, and maybe this is where I was hearing the zombies. Yes, so in any case, I think, yeah, all these team player events are a good chance to... Yeah, watch some people you don't watch, or even just, listen to some people you don't listen to, even if you're watching another perspective, if you're doing team play. And it's a good way to, find other people that you might enjoy. And so definitely, I've paid kind of more attention to a number of people on the fan server since the UHC, just because I got a chance to get to know a few of them a little better since the UHC, and so that was cool. And then I was about to segue into the next topic, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, and we seem to be in a lit up spot. I'm going to make a cut, and I'll be right back. Alright, found some more darkness to explore. I remembered my thought that I was trying to get to, and that was a moment ago there was a zombie who jumped down like a 3-high drop in order to try to come after me, it seemed like. And yeah, sometimes I see people... that I'm watching play the game, and like they see that happen, and then they like start yelling and complaining at the zombie, and they're like, your AI... Ooh, this is a flat place that I can potentially be using a speed potion again. Yeah, people seem to get upset with the mobs, and they're like, your AI isn't supposed to let you do that, and like come after me like that, which I always think is kind of ridiculous nonsense, because it's like the mobs are bad guys, and they're supposed to be trying to kill you. And to the extent to which their AI sometimes doesn't let them come after you, like, that's a bug in the AI. And then when they do come after you, like, that's a good thing, because the mobs are trying to kill you. That's kind of the point of the game. Yes, and yeah, that gets me to... Oh, I didn't think about this beforehand, of it being a negative topic. I guess it's kind of more of just a question topic, which is, yeah, I see a number of people who play the game, and when they're fighting the bad guys, like, tend to... yell at the bad guys when they get under attack, and they're like, oh, you blankety-blank zombie, you're killing me, and you just came out of nowhere, and oh my gosh, that creeper exploded, and stupid glitchy game that is only helping me find emeralds by coming up here. Alright, that's not what the people typically say. Yeah, and people seem to like get like negative and sometimes like genuinely angry. Like sometimes people, kind of like yell at the game. I'm finding lots of emeralds. I don't remember if I already just mentioned it. Sorry, but I already found like 3 emeralds off camera just now. Um, and yeah, we're gonna have tons of emeralds, so that is super cool. Um, yeah, and like curse at the mobs and complain about it when the mobs actually try to kill them and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, I just don't get that mindset. At the same time, I do watch a number of people who are like that, and so I don't know, maybe I'm contributing to the problem, or it's not necessarily a problem. Different people have different play styles, and I don't know, maybe some people really enjoy just seeing, people freak out and yelling at the mobs and stuff like that. But yes, I kind of like never got it myself, people who have those reactions. And so in general, like I know some of it is like I try to like force myself, especially, when I'm going to be doing recording and on camera, like I want to be, I don't know, positive and excited about the game, which usually I can do because it just like comes naturally because I am positive and excited about the game. And then occasionally there's times where, yeah, either you're having a bad day or you're just kind of like angry at the glitchy game or different things like that. And so yeah, I try to record less in those instances. But yeah, then I see some people who are just kind of like continually angry at the game, and it's like, oh, these blankety blank mobs. Oh, this creeper, he shouldn't have exploded. I was way too far away from him. And I guess yeah, it's kind of a yeah, when that happens to me, I hope, I feel like when I'm asking the question or whatever, like I have more of a questioning attitude towards it. It's like, why did he blow up? I thought I was far enough away. Once again, I guess we're at the point where, ooh, wow. I might not even need a shovel. I might just be able to use like an efficiency 4 pick for like everything. And then like free up an entire, oops. So I didn't mean to silk touch a piece of stone there, and that's a little unfortunate because it means now that I'll have kind of like, oops, an extra piece of crap in my inventory. 1 stone block. I think I will throw that away because I really don't need that. Yes, but I'm just kind of gathering up the things. So yeah, I guess my question, the reason I was bringing it up is my question for you is, yeah, how many of you guys like watch people that spend most of their time when they're fighting the mobs, kind of like just cursing at the mobs? And do you enjoy it? Do you think it's funny? Do you just like the people anyway, but that's like negative? I tend not to curse because it's just kind of my nature, but other people do, and I guess that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. Do people have any strong opinions or thoughts on that? I would be curious to know. Oh, no, 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 no! I have not done this in a long time. Can I stay alive? I just lost my water. Wow. 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 I know I fell in lava and died in episode 3. Oh, I had a lot of good inventory on me, too. Crap. Of exploration and tactics. I think possibly in like episode like 70 to 100 somewhere, I died in lava in the Nether. I'm not sure that I have died in lava since then in vanilla Minecraft Let's Play. And I'm going to go rewatch the video right now because I'm not sure if I guess I dug the redstone out and then jumped into the block, and the lava was right below it. I'm going to go take a look. I'll be right back. Oh, I just went back and watched that. And yeah, well, there you can see me under pressure. And it's still the case that I don't curse at the game. Although I do feel pretty silly about myself there because, yeah, it wasn't quite digging straight down, but it was like digging a block. And then before you even look at it, just jumping into the hole because it was like, ooh, I want to get that redstone ore. Yes, and then I didn't switch to my bucket fast enough, and if you switch, I don't know that I've fallen kind of like into the middle of a deep pool of lava like that before. Blocks probably would have been better than the water bucket in that case. It seemed like I ended up placing the water kind of like into the interior of the lava, at which point I was not able to retrieve it and use it to put the lava out. Yes, I just lost a bunch of inventory, and so I guess I'm going to respawn back at the house up here. Oh, I see, you have to click respawn to respawn. I just went back to the title screen. Yes, bummer. I lost the ender chest. I lost all of the emeralds that I had just gotten. I didn't lose any diamonds. There was lots of other ores. And 2 picks. I lost my silk touch pick, my efficiency pick, and my efficiency shovel. And so that is a bummer. At the same time, I am not wanting for diamonds, and so I can create new items, but all of my enchanted picks, other than a fortune pick that I have sitting right here, are here. Yes, I don't die very often, and so this is a new thing for me, a new experience. I think I might go home and get better equipment back over at the main base where I have more enchanted items, and I will consider now in the future when I'm carrying around the ender chest. Yeah, and we found another zombie dungeon, and now I lost the moss stone, and so I'm going to put that there because we did find 2 more zombie dungeons, so I have to bring that to the Hall of Structures. Yeah, and so maybe I'll do that when I go back home. But yeah, maybe I will now consider stuffing stuff in the ender chest a little bit more frequently, just in case I die while I'm caving. But yeah, it's just gotten to the point to where I don't expect to die at all while I'm caving, because yeah, pretty much the only way that it's going to happen, I think, is occasionally the mobs I will get a little too silly and fight an enderman and then jump down into a hole and a creeper will surprise me or something like that. But yeah, like I said, falling in the lava, like I think I've only done that twice ever. Yeah, so I don't usually try to mitigate those risks, but perhaps I will now stuff stuff in an ender chest a little bit more frequently in order to keep the items safe. So we did manage to come out with stuff. Oh, we do have the moss stone. Great, right, because I already did that right in the dungeon. All right, so I can go ahead and even put that up here. And I guess I will take this moss stone back with me right now when I go back to the house. But yeah. Let me check on how long this episode has been. This might be a place that we need to end it, and then we'll come back next episode a little bit restocked and ready to go again. Indeed, we have enough footage for today, so I'll go ahead and call it an episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and next time we will kind of restart back at the base and, yeah, get back to our caving mission.